Okay, let's talk about different cybersecurity strategies that were used in the past and that are also being used nowadays. Now, choosing a strategy is important so you know what to do in all case scenarios. In this section, we will mention a few strategies that were widely used. Let's start off with a rather old strategy, which is protect and recover. This strategy focuses on preventing an attacker from compromising a network by investing in protection technologies such as firewalls, demilitarized zones, proxy servers, and micro-segmentations. For example, firewalls played a big role in the past where worm attacks were no longer theoretical and when they started targeting Windows devices. Now, Windows devices were throughout the time targeted the most simply due to the fact that they are most common devices out there. Worms would exploit a vulnerability and infect more and more devices, but implementing firewalls such as Windows firewalls put a stop to most of them. So when an attacker tried infecting a network or a device, he or she now had another step to overcome, which was a firewall. However, once the firewalls and demilitarized zones were being implemented and protect and recover strategy was being used, people were starting to realize that this one had its own weakness. The weakness is that it was thought that the company or network using this strategy will be able to operate good protection in 100% of cases, which we all know by now that it is not possible. And the only thing they focused on in case of the attack was backup or data recovery. They thought that if the company was so good at protection, then why should it invest in detection and response capabilities? So they never did. Their only plan was, if the company's data gets compromised, well, then they will just restore the data from a backup. However, history showed that many companies that got compromised also used this strategy. Now, we could say that it could be due to the fact that nothing was being invested in detection and response capabilities, therefore, even if the company got compromised, they wouldn't really know it. This specific strategy relies too much on network administrators, vendors that create firewalls and other security softwares to not make any mistake when it comes to configuration, which is something that we can't really rely on. If they do make a mistake, then we are once again having a vulnerable network. Now, besides this, there were also some other concerns when it comes to this strategy. First of all, not much is being done for the vulnerability management part. While firewalls can hold on the attack, we should also be finding out the vulnerabilities on our own and uninstalling vulnerable software and replacing it with a different and more secure one, or simply just patching the current one. Besides this strategy also doesn't address any type of insider threats or weak or stolen credentials, which is a common vulnerability even nowadays. And also, if the attacker gets access to the network, there is nothing stopping him from moving laterally inside the network and gaining more and more privilege, therefore being able to do more and more damage. That would be main reasons why this strategy is not complete, as it shifts its entire focus on protecting and not detecting.